Startup ecosystem, what the idea is that you have to learn how to pitch your idea clearly and concisely. And once you learn how to do that, then you can bring in all the stakeholders and you can get into programs that'll help you and train you on how to build it. But that first step is you have to design a business model that is desirable.
When I initially moved back to Pensacola, I had a meeting with Lloyd. Lloyd invited me for breakfast and I was telling him, man, I still have an idea for the entertainment industry. This is what I wanted to do. He was like, all right, I got Startup on the Blocks. So I need you to start coming to Startup on the Blocks and get a little more information on how to work through the tech ecosystem and take your idea and we'll get you where you need to go. My company is called The Know, is an app that is streamlining business for the entertainment industry. Yeah, so if you're a musician, what you would do is pretty much jump on the platform, you'll create a profile, but the way we created the profile is pretty much a cleaner way. So now if they want more information about you, you'll connect your social media platforms, your streaming platforms, and that way they can go directly to it. What we also have included is your calendar. So pretty much you can set your days, you can set your price for your days and automate your booking. So initially talking to Lloyd, my idea was all here, it was there, it was over here, it was over there. It was like, all right, Quinn, I get it. You got a lot that you want to do, but we need you to bring it in just a little bit and then work on your pitch, your story, and how you're going to bring it full circle to get people to understand what you're trying to create.
Most of the programs here wasn't inclusive, and so we said we'll focus on helping founders of color. We also start at the beginning of the thing, at the idea stage, whereas a lot of the programs you see here locally, they start after you're up, and that's not very efficient unless if you don't have a lot of money, you can't recover from your mistakes. And the lean startup system, it actually helps you make mistakes faster before you spend a lot of money. You don't actually start building anything until you got customer buy-in.
There was a need for small businesses to bring brand awareness to their business. I see there's a lot of makers and bakers that they're making all of these goodies and these products, but they can't market it, they can't sell it at the same time, and there needs to be kind of like that middleman, that middle person to help bring economic growth to some of the small businesses in Pensacola. So Taste of Pensacola, I came up with that idea during the pandemic when I saw things at that time that Amazon couldn't fulfill. They didn't even have those products, but the local people in the community, they did. And so there was a ton of people coming out saying, hey, I make masks. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. All the local people here that are just as talented that can actually make those products. And so I wanted to kind of showcase who they were. So with Taste of Pensacola, our income streams, we have several of them. We have the corporate America, we do corporate gifting, just regular consumers, different Pensacola natives that don't live here that want to purchase our boxes, like a taste of weddings, distribution. So we also do bulk sales. So for a private airline, if they want some local snacks and goodies on their passenger flights, they will come to Taste of Pensacola and we will source their vendors here locally. And we'll give a small business owner an opportunity to have reoccurring monthly sales. I've always had a really big vision for Taste of Pensacola. I knew that it could go beyond just local. I know that maybe other communities could possibly use the same platform that I'm trying to build. And I always have these big visions, but I never know how to even get there. Where do I start? I know it's more than, there's a lot of technical things behind it. I know there's a lot of research, but that connection, I never had it until, thankfully, I met and was introduced to Startups on the Blocks and was able to just learn more about how to grow it in terms of data. Things I just never thought about, framework, words like traction. There's a lot of things that I just did not know about in language that I need to know in order to get funding for my business. There's just a lot that I didn't know.
I would go to the stores and look online. They didn't have a wide variety of natural hair products about 8 years ago. And the ones that they did have, the ingredients, it would say that they were all natural. And when I would research the ingredients, a lot of the ingredients were not natural. I make everything, my shampoo, conditioner, I have an oil that I make, and I have 2 different separate butters. Like I had some people who were completely bald and grew their hair. It's about giving women their confidence back in their hair. I have this salon and then I have a second salon, and I have my products in about 5 beauty supply stores. So I need a manufacturer to keep up with the demand at this point. Startup on the Blocks has helped my business grow. Send me to different people. I'm able to do different pitch competitions to apply for grants in the community for small businesses. Lloyd's a really good person to connect with. He has a lot of resources here in the community that can help small businesses grow. If you have a product out there and you're trying to go big time, he's the person that you would want to meet with.
So it's really important to have some type of support because 9 times out of 10, most founders start out on their own. And to have somebody that has an idea of how the ecosystem works and is able to tap into other resources and bring back to the community, and that pretty much has encountered some of the roadblocks or going through the same roadblocks that we're currently going through and understands where you're at, your culture and how you respond to things, is a big help because you don't really have too many people that have access to what we have access to here in the community. And a lot of people believe that you have to leave and go to bigger cities to do the things that we're doing here. But I mean, it's one thing to have exposure, but you have to actually know it's here in the community in order to take advantage of the resources. So I get approached and I talk to friends all the time that wants to either start an idea or hear that I'm actually doing the app and wants to know more information about how are you doing it or what's the process, what's the path. I'm like, man, we have somebody here, Startup on the Blocks, Lloyd Richard. And Lloyd is here, he's a great resource to the community and to founders that's trying to learn the ecosystem. So join Startup on the Blocks.
Welcome to Startup on the Block, Startup Founders Best Practices. We're glad to be here tonight, and we have a great guest that's going to come on and share about an upcoming conference in April, ByteCon. So we look forward to him chiming in here in a few minutes. And so in the meantime, I'm going to share my screen and give a little shout out to our sponsors. So let's get that rolling here. Oh, okay, there he is. Okay, let me get him back on here since he just popped up here. All righty. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Lloyd? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear. And
All right, good.
so we're excited on what ByteCon is doing to support Black people, and so I just want to dig into a little details on that. And but first of all, go ahead and give a introduction to yourself.
Sure. My name is Temante Leary. I am on the entrepreneur side. I'm the founder of ByteCon, Black Innovation Technology Entertainment Conference, and also ByteCon Foundation, with a broad mission to impact a pipeline of 1 million technologists. And we do that through and technologists from the Black and Brown community, from underserved and underrepresented communities, that is, including women, of course. We do that through a combination of workforce development, strategic partnerships, and thought leadership. We have ByteCon coming up, and I'm also a content developer at Microsoft for Microsoft 365, essentially focusing on SMB customers like that are on this call, founders, solopreneurs, very small business customers. At Microsoft, my team creates content I should say, on essentially two main sites, which is support.microsoft.com and learn.microsoft.com, which some folks listening, watching may be familiar with either of those. But the support site is one of the largest support sites in the world. We get a 500 million visitors each month. Actually, sometimes more, between 500 and 600 million visitors each month to support. And then, of course, learn.microsoft.com is also gets a lot, not as much as support, but it gets about 80 to 90 million visitors each month. So both the content we create on those sites is heavily used, heavily digested. A lot of people depend on it, and in some ways to do their work, to do their jobs. And we also at Microsoft use the same content ourselves, like for training and to stay up on the stuff that we need to be up on. So that's a little bit about me. I mean, there's more. I'm also a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. So I'm in the D9. Anybody that's might be watching this in the D9, and I'm a member of some community organizations as well, where I lead or sit on like different committees.
Yes, yeah. So we both are members of the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida as well. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So it's
doing
you have to stay
doing the
connected.
work.
Yeah, have to
Yeah.
stay connected. But so a couple of things I wanted to touch on, so people can get a gist of why you founded BiteCon and why you have this conference every year. And when you mentioned Learn, Microsoft Learn, that sort of caught my attention because when I was trying to learn about a lot of stuff, that's where I would actually go. But I hadn't been there in years, so. But could you just briefly tell people about that? Because what I remember, it was
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, it is free. Yeah, yeah. That's all of our learning resources are free. A lot of people don't know that, and some people do, but and a lot of people do. But yes, learn.microsoft.com is a um, essentially a resource um, for anyone, but in particular, the IT admins, the IT pros. That's where they can go to find different trainings and learning modules, or just those that maybe want to get a certification. We have beginner, intermediate, and advanced certifications at Microsoft in all areas. And so, again, the learning material on Learn is free. It consists of learning paths, learning modules. You can actually get a digital badge for completing a lot of the stuff on there. It has videos as well. Um, the modules are like one-off modules, and then the paths are like a series of modules for you to learn different various subjects and topics. It's all self-paced. It's all asynchronous. You can earn learning badges, digital learning badges, and even like a transcript, of your learning progress as well to add to your resume and your LinkedIn digital portfolio as far as showcasing your skills. It's a great learning resource. It's as far as I know, I don't really know of any other companies that tech companies that have um, learning resources like we do, especially so many,
Yeah,
documentation. But so
yeah,
yeah, check it out. There's a lot on Learn. Again, like I said, if I guess for those that watching and those listening, if you are interested in getting certified in any area or earning a certification, again, whether it be beginner, intermediate, or advanced level, um, that's where you would go. Um,
yes. And so one of the reasons why I bought that up to Monte is like right now uh, we're trying to help founders learn the best practices for building startups, but you need to, if you get an idea, you need to know what tools are out there that that you can use to actually build that somebody on your team. And so, uh, and we had Rep Lincoln on last week, and so he's got a med tech company, but when he got the idea, he was already taking classes in AI and stuff like that from all the companies out there that were giving the training for free mostly, and so I've been trying to encourage people take advantage of some of these resources. So like if you can learn what's possible when you learn about the tools and stuff that are out there, and I know at ByteCon um, uh, y'all spend a lot of putting a lot of interest in AI, right? Emphasis in AI, right?
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. We It's a lot of emphasis on AI. right now, of course, and that's going to continue. It's only going to keep going. And you know, we are introducing, pretty much every week, new tools and different capabilities when it comes to AI.
Hmm.
For our customers. Um, Copilot has a free, that's our main um, kind of AI GPT, so to speak, interface, I would say. Um, our flagship uh, AI product. And, it's infused across all of our entire app suite, at Microsoft. You can use Copilot. Um, and then, of course, business customers, there's a free version available, for folks to essentially be able to prompt and get it to, give you some good answers or good results. And
Yeah.
then, there's a paid version that gives the full, robust, more capability when it comes to being able to upload files and get it, analyzed, being able to actually train it on your data and on your uh, on your stuff, um, which is a big thing now, right? Is founders on this call and just small business owners now you can train these AI. I should say these AI tools. You can train them on your internal, startup companies' documents and emails and chats, and um, have the ability to really take a deep dive, right, when it comes to your own data and training it, as well as being able to take advantage of the external resources on the web and such. So, um, rambling a little bit, but
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
when it comes to AI, that's kind of we're doing a lot, and what I really see is we are, as Microsoft has done uh, historically, we are changing the way people work. We are changing the way businesses and operate and the way folks work when it comes to agents, which is a whole other conversation that essentially automating task, and then prompting to where you can save time. Those are the two main things. Either you're prompting using advanced prompts or a series of prompts, because now we've gone from what is a prompt and teaching people, what is a beginner, intermediate, and advanced prompt, to now, you know, putting together a sequence of advanced prompts, step one, step two, step three, in
Uh-huh.
order to in order to get a business task done in a shorter amount of time. That's how everyone should be thinking of it. Like that's what you're gonna have to do to be competitive. That's what you're gonna have to be speak to in an interview now, especially at a tech company. You're gonna have to speak to uh, solving problems, saving time, and how to do it using AI, and have uh, have knowledge of how to prompt in order to do that, and um, in order to put prompts in sequence, and not just create a prompt, but create five prompts, right? In order to get something done, where if you follow step one, two, three, four, five, you've saved yourself, an hour or two,
Yes.
in doing something that would normally take 4 hours. Now it's taking you 2 hours. It normally take 2 hours. It's taking you one.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's how we should be. I'm I'm at the front lines of of this
Yeah.
stuff, which is um, excuse me, which is the really unique part about working at Microsoft, is kind of get to roll up the sleeves and really shape the future, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and
So
then of course the last thing I'll say, and then we'll definitely want to get your question, is back to the agents, is building on what I said is you and as far as how people should be thinking,
Yeah.
it doesn't stop there because yes, you've saved your team, you've saved your company, you've saved your organization, your manager time by creating these prompts or these sequence of prompts in order for them to help them get this business task done. And yeah, you're a rock star for that. But then the step further is the agent, where how do you completely automate it, right?
Yeah.
So how do you go from saving? How do you go from cutting it in half to automating it completely?
Yes.
Right? And that's gonna be. And by the way, this is no code. I'm not a coder, even though I work in engineering at Microsoft. I'm not a coder, but this is the new code is Gen AI. It's natural language, being able to do, which is right up my alley, by the way. Um, just won a promptathon at internal promptathon at Microsoft,
Okay.
where we had to essentially come up with a business case and prompts in order to do the task. And
Okay.
and my team won. We had actually
Yeah.
won.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wanted to emphasize that because everything you were talking about, you don't have to have a tech background to get started and learn. Because you said even with the learn.microsoft.com that you can literally they got the beginner level, intermediate, and advanced. So you can actually get started. And if you can do natural language, you if you can speak language, you can actually learn how to do stuff and learn some of the concepts. Yeah.
yeah, definitely, absolutely. It's it's all about Gen AI and natural language now. I mean, code is still comes into play, but even for coders,
Yeah.
um, they have to use natural language to in order to get their scripts optimized and make uh, more efficient and um, whatever it is they're trying to do. Natural language is going to come into play. Prompting is going to come into play.
Yeah. So if anybody in the audience got any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. I did want.
How many people are in? I can't. I guess I can't see this chat. Let me open it up. How
Yeah.
many people we have in the audience here today?
Yeah.
I
So
can't see it. Let me see.
yeah. So as they put stuff in there, I'll put it up on the screen for you,
Okay.
so you can actually see it. Angela said a couple of
I want
things.
I want some questions now.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's what we want because
yeah,
because literally this is making a difference for people in success and failure, and things. And if you got a startup idea, if you leveraging this AI stuff is amazing. But to
you
me,
if you have a startup idea, you have to be thinking how you want to leverage AI.
yeah,
For two reasons. Number one, no matter what route you go, if you go the investor route, you gotta have that component, or you're gonna have a hard time getting people to invest, whether that's VC, angels, or any type of investor.
yeah,
And then number two, um, even if you're not going the investor route, um,
you may be filling
you
out an
you
application or something.
you
Yeah,
you want to be you want to be efficient in your operations,
well,
and
yeah,
the
really
way to do that is with AI. You want to be able to, people always just say, how can I duplicate myself? I wish I could have two of me. Well, now you can. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and you can have three of you, four of you. You can have 10 agents that are doing stuff while you're tending to other things. So
Yeah, that's kind of what my point is whether you're doing need stuff for your back office to run your business, or whether you like if you build an application or you got an idea for application, you want to know what's possible. The more training you do, the more you know what's possible to stay up on top of stuff, and so like that's kind of what I'm trying to get people to see because so my fear is, and one of the reasons why we started the Concordance was, I've seen all this AI stuff coming for years and years, and I know it's just going to keep getting better and better, and so the people that are not engaging, they're going to get left behind, and a lot of the I can really tell you, like, if you have got an organization or a business and you want to get in a program that's to help you grow your business, if you want to apply for a pitch competition, if you don't know how to say things clearly and concisely, you your application is not going to look good. But that's the one thing you can actually. That's the most favorite thing I like about the thing about the different chat things is that it knows how to say stuff clearly and concisely, so there's no confusion about what you're talking about.
Yeah, you talking about AI tools?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
they're not perfect. I mean, yeah, I'm sure y'all have heard of hallucinations,
yeah, yeah,
and there are some things, there are some interesting. Sometimes you might not get uh, the response, depending on what you said, what you ask it. However, um, you're correct. I mean, it's scrubbing from the entire internet. It's scrubbing sometimes internally from sources. So um, you're gonna get a good, you should get a good result.
yeah. That's
Most
for
if it
yeah,
works how it's supposed to, a
yeah,
decent result, something to get your mind going, something to get you in the right direction.
yeah,
And that's the thing that people need to realize too is that really, uh, if you've gotten, I mean, think of it as a time saver. Like
yeah,
if I get AI to um, help. Where was I going? If I get it to help me write a commencement speech for a high school here in a um, in one of the kind of like underserved communities, and I prompted to give me some talking points. The output that I get is is going to be a starting point, right? People can't expect it to be perfect, but it's going to save me so much time and having to think that now I have a starting point, and it may be just good enough to where, hey, it may give me the perfect speech. But what I'm saying is, if it's giving anyone who's listening on this call that needs help writing that speech, if it's giving you a good starting point, you're good. I mean, think how much time you saved, and that you can build on that and customize it and tweak it. um, it's not going to give you the perfect result the first time, right? But it's going to give you a great starting. It's going to get you 75, 80% there. I mean, think about that. You have a commitment speech. You put in a prompt, and you're already 80% there.
yeah. Like
You've saved yourself. Go ahead.
yeah, like today. So like I typed up like some information I wanted to go in a social media post, and but I say, so can you help me say this more clearly and concisely? And
Right.
then so, yeah, and so like whereas I may talk slang or something, it knows how to say it where it more clear, so more people can understand what you're saying. So when I got, I had did the post on LinkedIn. I think you may have saw it, and I was saying when we were doing the diversity and special emphasis stuff, our number one goal was to keep managers out of trouble. But when I said, what's a more clear way to say that? It's like it's reduced, keep them from being liable for doing stuff wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah.
It knows how to communicate well. So if you got a business idea and you don't know how to say it correctly, you can say, well, this is what my business idea. How can I say it where it's clear, concise, so people understand it? Yeah,
And you can once again use natural language
yeah.
to do this.
Yeah. So Hassan, he said, what are
Okay.
some of the best tools that I can use from my startup to help me communicating with investors and promoting my company to them?
Yeah, no, I would say Chat GPT is a great tool to use if you're talking about like kind of what Lloyd's saying as far as like help you say the right things, help you get the right pitch, help you, use the right buzzwords, use the right language, make sure you're covering have the right, things in your delivery. I would say Chat GPT is a great tool. Of course, Copilot that we've been talking about. is a great tool. You know, I'll go ahead. I mean, even though they're, but obviously the Google Gemini is a good tool as well. Uh, those are some uh, where they have multifunctional different modes as well, depending on what you're trying to do. Um, and so I would say any of those tools, and there are more, but I would say those are a good start, and those all have free versions as well
Yeah,
that you can play around with.
yeah. So like, so one of the prompts that we created for our founders is this business idea prompt, and basically it. So when you input what your business idea is and the industry that it is in, it generates a lot of the stuff on how you communicate. What your idea is. So he was specifically talking about investors. But so like the investors are depending on what stage your company is in. So if you're in the idea stage, that's not a time for investors. And so, and I've shown that chart, a million times, but I'll show it again real quick. Let me see. Let me get this other one up here. Because yeah, it's in this particular thing, but let me find it. Yeah. So so there's this. I'll show it in relationship to one of these other things here. So like I'll use this chart. So if you look at the pink, the light pink, and the dark pink, that's right around where you get product market fit. That's the opportune time to go to investors. That means you making sales, your unit economics, all this stuff. That's the time to go to investors. But when you back here at the idea stage and trying to get some of these other milestones, that's the time you leverage the ecosystem. And if you in this green,
Friends and family and seed,
yeah, yeah.
seed
So
money.
yes, and so what happens is, and Hassan, that's if you can't communicate your business model, you can't recruit co-founders, you can't get into programs. That's what all that's for. And so that's why you have to do it. So when you at where this green part and this orange part is, that's the time where you leverage the ecosystem to get funding to do it. And that's from pitch competitions, that's from getting in a program that gives you money. That's what that's for. So that's what you like. Isan, I haven't replied to his email yet, but the bottom line is you literally have to communicate clearly and concisely, and that's why we created this prompt here, so it can actually tell you to, like, the first thing it does, what are the pain points and the stakeholders in whatever industry you're in, so you understand it totally. And then, what are some potential business models you can use that you might not even thought of? Then ranking those business models and then
I
create.
like.
Yeah,
I also like, and I got to hop in a few minutes, but I also like, for your question, I like Chat GPT as a tool as well, because it allows you, and this is an old functionality, but it's still pretty cool.
yeah,
And old in AI terms is like, even though it's probably been about a year, but old in AI terms is like 2 months, a month or
yeah,
two. But you can
yeah,
create your own. You can create your own GPT using Chat GPT. So what immediately came to mind for the person who just asked the question was to create a GPT. You could call it like, pitch. You could call
yeah,
it pitch the investor. I'm thinking about it off the top of my head.
yeah. That's
GPT called pitch the investor, and they make it really easy for you to create it. Uh, and that can be your own personal GPT to use to
for
help you in those conversations when you have any ideas or any thing that you need help with. And because when you create your GPT, it's gonna give you
yes,
more focused results for
yeah,
for when you prompt it,
yeah,
because you're gonna when you create it, it's gonna be under certain conditions. So when it pulls, it's gonna be um, pulling from sources that go more um, to that particular like subject, as opposed to just like the entire LLM like in general, if that makes sense. But
Mhm.
like I made a GPT for video game tournaments to help me. Um, Number one, I had never really run a tournament before.
Yeah,
So I created one to help me with like coming up with different tournament ideas, design ideas, how to do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I could have just used ChatGPT for one, but I was like, let me create or for the to get to learn. But I created a custom GPT for video game tournaments.
Yeah.
I have to get ready to hop off, Lloyd.
Before, before you go,
If there's any, I'll take if there is like I could take a couple questions and then I got to get ready to run.
so what I'll do is just
Yeah.
one thing I want you to do before you go, and I'll handle the questions there. With BikeCon coming up. So when is it?
April 10th, April 11th, downtown Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Um, and so it's a 2-day conference. That's a Thursday, Friday. Um, we are gonna have a combination of panels, workshops, immersive experiences. There's gonna be stuff for everybody there. We'll have a gaming lounge, and more. Um, we have student tickets available for only $40, um, and uh, tickets available. Um, if you want to, there's our website. You can go. Tickets are very reasonable for a 2-day conference and all the content and everything that's going to be at the conference, including lunch as well. We're gonna feed you, but you know, would encourage everyone to meet me there. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We have a 2-for-1 special now too, where you can get 2 tickets for the price of one. So no reason not to make an effort to come out. Um, that puts I think regular tickets like 125, but what if you're getting two for the price of one, or like 120? Um, can't beat that.
Yeah. So what type of
Okay,
workshops
so
are you going to be? What type of workshops are you going to
we're
be
gonna
having?
have we're gonna have wow, we're gonna have stuff on AI Copilot. We're gonna have a drone, about drone technology, how people can get into that as far as like pilots. We're gonna have how people can create like we're gonna have one on podcasting. We're gonna have one on um, we'll have uh, we're gonna have one on DJing, from one of the local DJs here on the radio. How to folks that may have be interested in that. We're gonna have oh man, we're gonna have we're gonna have an AR VR workshop, uh, and also one on the metaverse as well. Those are off the top of my head. Some of the ones that we're gonna have, and then of course we'll have panels and immersive experiences for folks who attend as well.
Yeah. So are you also? I see this thing of talking about volunteers. So are you recruit volunteers and speakers as well?
Yeah, there's a form. Yeah, totally. Yeah, anybody who's interested in speaking or volunteering, you can put the website on. There's a form for folks to fill out.
And
Please, yeah, definitely, uh, please do that, and we'll be glad to have you help out. We'll have during that week, we'll have other events for actually what we call BikeCon week,
okay.
starting that Monday, and then the conference is of course the Thursday and the Friday of that week.
And you said it's going to be downtown Miami.
It is, yeah. It's called Manna Common. It's a new building called Manna Common, um, which is located off of Southeast First Street downtown, I believe, and so it's going to be right downtown, literally downtown.
And you said that was a brand new building.
It is brand new. We're helping breaking in with this event. So new
Gotcha.
building. It's going to be on 2 floors. As far as the conference, will be on the 8th and the 10th floors. Um, and great, awesome views of downtown. I mean, beautiful ambiance. But yep, new building, and you know,
And so, like,
should be really nice.
so what's interesting about that too is, what um, it sounds like a lot of people going to be there, so you can meet potential co-founders. You can, network and find out about stuff, and you can learn.
Exactly. That's the point, and that's what you can expect for sure. And
Yeah,
so I appreciate you having me on here. I hope to
yeah,
see, anybody who's on here. I hope you're able to make it and connect with me on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, reach out, let me know. Hey, I was on the uh, startups on the blocks.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and, just send me a message, and if you have any questions about ByteCon or just in general, happy to connect with you. And Lloyd, I appreciate this
Yeah, yeah.
opportunity to
We'll make
talk to
sure
everybody.
we'll make sure we can put it in our emails and stuff. Make sure people know about it. I'm looking forward to it. All righty, man. Well, good. Thanks for coming on. We definitely appreciate what you're doing, and we need to be out there trying to do some innovation. And so that's
Yeah,
what I about what you're doing. You have to learn how to use the tools of innovation, and the AI is the number one tool for innovation. So yeah, that's what it's all about. All righty. Appreciate it, man. We'll see you. You
thank
take
you.
it.
All right,
All right. Bye bye.
bye bye.
All righty, we that was definitely good. And Hassan, I did send you a thing. If you wanted to come on stage, you can do that. But if you just want to put your questions in the chat, or or if you want me to, pull up your website or something, I can do that. I think I still may have that, but just let me know what you wanna do there. So on that. So, oh yeah, but yeah, I think I'm kind of on this thing this thing about getting more people to understand what all these leveraging this technology can do. And so what I've been noticing, and I've been saying it over and over again. I in my Google feed, every day it always pops up who's being funded, and all the companies that are being funded, and it's every idea you can actually uh, think of. Uh, it's literally there, but you got to know how to use the tools in order to actually move to kind of know what's possible. And like with the Gen AI stuff, what's interesting about that, you don't have to be a tech. There's so many things you can do in this field that you don't have to have a tech background, but you have to leverage technology to do it. Yeah. So Hassan is asking about my off, office hours, and I'll find a link for that. It's the same link, every Saturday, and for folks to if you got any questions about startups or anything, uh, let's see what I can do here. So I'll go in. Just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna copy the link and put it in the chat for you all. Okay, got it. It's coming in the chat here, and I do office hours 1 to 3 p.m. Central Time. And if you can't make that time, just shoot me an email. Let me know, and and I'll be glad to do. All you have to do is click that link, and we can chat about whatever you want to chat about. But like I said, the 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 communication, um, the biggest challenge anyone has with their startup idea, even if you're well established and you're making money, it's knowing how to communicate it where you can actually bring in more business or get more help to build what you're trying to build. And so that's kind of what the thing about it, and what we do. And I'll put it up on the other thing here because it's a little better. share this one. Yeah. So if go ahead and put the questions in there if you have them. But so and this is all still based on the science question that he had, and a lot of people don't. You may not realize this, but a startup founder's best practice is all about you know working with founders to guide them through the process of designing, pitching, and launching their business ideas. And so designing, that's designing your business model and pitching your business model. And so the thing is, if you can't pitch your business model, how you make money with your thing, and so like you literally can't. People are not going to understand what you're trying to do, and so that's kind of what the point is, and that's why it's so important that everybody, every investor, every program out there for startup founders, they expect you to communicate in a certain way. And if you don't communicate that way, so let's say I was flip down here real quick, and this is the this little thing here is the like a one-page business plan. There's 9 areas in here, but some of them have 2 things you have to chat about, and so it's a total of 12. But the bottom line is when you fill out an application for a pitch competition, you fill out an application for a program that's going to give you $25,000, you fill out an application for something that's going to get $100,000, and they ask you to tell us about your business. If you don't touch on everything in these 9 blocks, you're dead in the water. Because the people that's going to be more successful, they're going to communicate all these things. Who are my customers? What problems they have? What tools are they using right now to solve their problem? How much? What's the value you bring to the customers? It's just all these things that you have to know if you want to kind of move forward. And so that's kind of what you have to realize. You have to get to the some of these things, and so the founders, we give you the information you need to move forward. We have a 90-day cohort going on right now to help you. This is like an example of a resource page here, so you can get some information about our program. You can so the business model design stuff, we have a 20-minute or so podcast that it actually it gives you an overview of what the business model, how to evaluate your business idea. We have just a synopsis of what happens in the training. The same thing with our 90-day training, and yeah, and so it's pretty neat. And then but the deal is we have these prompts to help you with your business, and it's real simple to use. And so Temante was talking about the AI agent. So we created an AI agent you can ask anything, any 24/7. You can ask it anything about your business idea using the Lean Startup methodology. A demand validation. How do you actually sell what you're building? But you have to validate the demand before that. These are some things that are not complicated, but if you don't take the time to learn all the information. And so I sent out an email today that the links to this stuff is in the email, and all y'all should be getting my emails. So it's just that if you got to be hungry, you got to want to learn. The stuff is actually there. So yeah, and it's like really it's crazy. All the information is there and it's available for you to learn how to use. And so you were asking, Hassan was asking the question about the investors and everything. And so I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat for this for let's see, put it in here so you'll have it. But I'm saying that this help has been there for ever. You just have to start get curious and want to learn how to use it. We've been here every Thursday night. We almost every Saturday we've got office hours. We have networking from before we have this day on Thursday night. So it's literally there. So let me pull up one more thing here while I'm thinking about it. Let's see, where is it? Find it. Let's see, where is it? Okay, I know I have it here somewhere. Let me see here. I'll just open it up for again. So you want to know how to talk um, uh, to investors. Let me see if I can find the right link here for the startup science stuff. Yep, it's got the right one here. So I'm going to switch to the founder mode on this, and this is still answering some question about how do you talk to investors. And Hassan, you have access to this, so you literally have training courses. So let's go here to courses. Okay, and so I'm gonna just run down these real quick. Let's see how many there's 20 courses on this page. I'll come back. I'm just trying to see how many are down here. Let's see, where am I here? Courses. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go down this page real quick. So this is an example of some short courses that are in there. The startup life cycle, why founders must adapt, why founders fail, um, uh, product why, company purpose, the size of your market, um, and then even like on this one with the size of your market, it got the tools in there to help you that'll calculate the size of your market for you. Understanding your market, competitive analysis, customer profiles, buyer profiles, understanding your users, acquisition type, acquisition valuation drivers. If because if you get an investor, they're going to want you to have an exit. How do you determine how much your company's worth? Who will acquire your startup? Acquisition strategies, startup ownership and shares. How do you split up? If you recruit a co-founder, how do you split up the shares? Speaking to investors. There's a class on how do you speak to investors. Ecosystem stuff. Let's just see here. That's my courses. That's what that was. That's why it's only a few there. So there's a total of 47 courses in here, and none of them are over 6 or 7 minutes. So this is all stuff you can jump in there and learn real quick. And when I say it's got tools in there, well, as you fill out the stuff in your assignments in the course, it creates your profile. And as you answer the question, this actually put it on information in your profile. And so what tools do these things? You may not know who all your competitors are. This thing will got a tool in there to help you find your competitors. Talk about the market sizes, grants. You get a free thing about what the grants are out there. So I'm telling you that all these tools are right here, and you have access to them. And so that's what's the deal is. I have a meeting with these folks tomorrow. So and then there's also some resources in this startup science thing, startup communities, university programs, conference and events, templates for legal agreements, pitch events that are coming up. There's no shortage of resources to help you with what you want to do. So that's kind of what the deal is. Now, I will mention this startup lifecycle book. If you buy that book, it has a link right back here to the courses, so you can do it. But it's a real easy read. I did the audio book, and I have the hard copy of the book. But it's literally a fantastic tool. Greg Shepard that did this training. He created it, and he had went through 12 exit, worth billions of dollars. And he literally is going in there and explaining you step by step how to do all of that stuff. So it's truly a great resource. And the whole objective of this course thing was so you'll know how to communicate with investors. You'll know how to fill out an application to get into a program that might give you 10,000, 20,000. That's what it's for. So this between this course and the Lean Stack course, it literally closes your knowledge gap for what you're trying to do. I guess y'all can see I'm a little excited about this. Let's see, it's got what's this list thing here? Yeah, we looked at that and the pitch event. So yeah, that gives you a kind of a good idea of what's out there. So yeah. But let me just mention a couple of more things in this thing here, so you would know. So the AI agents is just to help you learn and ask questions. Yeah. And then the AI platforms is it's on this Lean Stack generator. This is one that Vince created, and so you literally just describe your business idea, what your pricing thing is, and it'll generate tons of documentation for you. So that's yeah. So literally there's literally no excuse. Coda, we are partners with them, and they give you this free for 6 months with unlimited AI. We affiliate program with Task Aid. All this stuff, you got the tools you need to kind of move forward. So I did want to ask: is there anybody out there that came across a tool lately that they think is a real good tool? You can please put it in the chat, and so we can kind of take a look at some of that. And so, like this testimonials things, people who have taken the courses, you can watch some of the videos of what they're saying about taking a course, and some of these people won money. Like when we do the cohorts and we pick the top 10 people in each cohort, and they get a chance to compete for money during demo days. So yeah. So imagine, but you got to learn how to communicate your business model, not your solution, your business model clearly and concisely. That's what it's all about. So anybody got any questions about what you need? And so our approach is, and this I'll back up and then I'll shut up. I'll show you, reiterate what we do to try to help founders out. So the reason why we do that is because our partners, they help provide the training materials that we use. We pay for the Lean Stack, but our sponsors do it. We partner with other organizations so we can leverage their resources. We partner with this AI company here, and for 30 or 40 bucks, it generates so much paperwork for you. It's crazy. You just have to answer questions, and then you can use ChatGPT to help you answer the questions, and it generates the stuff for you. And so, like I said, we have partners and sponsors that kind of help make things happen. And the Lean Stack, it helps you learn all the milestones that your startup has to go through. Startup science, it helps you learn the phases that your startup, because you have to know where you are with what you're doing, what you have to do after you finish this. And that's what these programs do. They keep you on track. You get access to the platform, and it's literally keeping you're on track. And so this is another program we have. So if you need to get a trademark, we have the training material for you learn everything about trademarks and patents as well. So yeah. So that's what this is. And then when you sign up for this, if you go to kakuainstitute.org, get started, you can fill out the form for this, and we give you access to the Learning Center, thanks to our partnership with Black Innovation Leaders of Florida. And then you can come in on office hours. You can come in during networking and ask questions. And guess what? We have a patent agent, AI agent, and we have a trademark agent. You can ask those agents anything you want about trademarks and patents. And so we also we leveraged the Google podcast thing to create a Google Notebook LM to create a podcast for trademarks and to create a podcast for that. So all of this stuff is available to you. But whatever your idea is or whatever your business is, you have to make sure it's desirable, viable, and feasible. But see, people say they have a good idea and know how to make money, but we can, with the tools and the training, it lets you stress test it and figure out how much money you have to charge in order to make it viable and how to make it scale, at a 10x rate. And all this stuff you do in the class, it actually goes into your pitch. So if you don't do this stuff, how the hell are you going to have a good pitch? You have to do it. It literally goes into your pitch to investors, to these organizations that give you money. That's what this training is for. And you have to eliminate things that customer segments that you don't, that are not desirable in this case, not viable. All these little dots are just one-page business plan. Yeah, and so and then I've been saying this for the last 4 years. People are building stuff, but then they don't know how to sell it. And so the 90-day program teaches you how to sell it. Back here, you learn how to pitch to people to get help, investors or whatever. Over here, you learn how to pitch to customers to get sales. And it's teaching you how to do it. So why not learn how to do it correctly? Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what the deal is there. Yeah, like I said, we can go on and on, but we have plenty of coaches, and I think most of these people are certified coaches. I'm certified level 3 in the Lane Stack. Corey's certified level 3. Vince is certified level 3, and the rest of the people, except for Lloyd Jr., are certified coaches. They can coach you through this stuff. Yeah. All righty. Don't get me excited here. Yeah. So anybody got any questions about what's available to kind of help you out? And so the number one reason you want to do this stuff, the number one reason you want to do this, so you can get the stuff that's out there to help you build whatever you're trying to build. So yeah, I don't know how to say it more clear than that. So like if you need help from somebody, you have to be able to say it clearly what you need to get help for. And so we've know what some of the dilemmas are. So we're just here to help you move forward, because you don't want to be out there working on your idea for years and years and burning all that mental energy when you can learn how to do it the correct way. That's what my message is. Close your knowledge gap. We have the stuff you need to close your knowledge gap. And when all that money got set aside for Black founders and minority founders after George Floyd, and to be honest with you, they couldn't find enough Black founders and minority founders that knew how to communicate their business model to even get the money or get into programs that the money was set aside for. Over $60 billion from corporate America and hundreds of millions of dollars from the federal government. Your idea, if you can't communicate how you make money with it in a clear and concise manner, you're dead in the water. That's basically what I'm saying. So don't be afraid to learn how to do it. And it may seem complicated, but it's literally based on some simple concepts. Yeah. And so if you're willing to get involved and engage, we can try to help simplify it as much as possible. And that's one thing we like about Chat GPT and some of the other large language models is that it teaches you how to. You say, I don't understand this, and I do this all the time. Will you please explain this like a fifth grader? And it literally will explain the concept like this desirability stress test. It's a why now elevator pitch. So why does this work? You can say the reason why it works. The template is it already knows Ash, the guy who created this stuff. He's already worked with tens of thousands of founders, and so why reinvent the wheel on trying to figure out some way that you're not sure is going to work? This way works. He's worked with investors, universities, corporate programs all over the world, and he put it in a training program to take you through this process because we all have a lot of ideas. This process, every idea you get, you can run it through this process and determine if it's viable or not. And that's what the platform is for. We give you access to that platform at no charge. And if you're in our Black Founder program, you also get access to our workshop and all the resources we have. Ready? We appreciate you all hanging in there. So does anybody have any questions? Next week, we're going to have a ecosystem organization, support organizations over in the Dallas area. They work with founders in the Dallas area. And so they're going to share what they do over there and the kind of things that that you could potentially be involved in over there as well. And so and you just learn about the ecosystem. So here in Florida, there's several applications open for stuff all over the state of Florida. The 35 Muse program is over. It gives you $100,000. They're having the Synapse conference down in Tampa next month, and you can apply for a booth there and for your startup, so you can talk to people about what you're building. Lots of pitch competitions and stuff. Yep. So just keep an eye on our newsletters. It's got links to some stuff. And if you go to our Kakula Institute Get Started page, it's got some links on there as well. All righty. Any questions out there? We appreciate you chiming in here, and definitely consider going down to Miami to the big BikeCon conference. So that's a little known secret. If at these, imagine you go down there to say I want to volunteer, but you get access to the conference and the workshops. If you're a speaker, you get in free. I try to speak at a lot of conferences, so I don't have to pay the registration fee. So that's so just so many opportunities. So but just reach out. Glad to help you in any way we can for you to move forward. And it's look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Angela, we look forward to seeing you on Saturday. And just feel free to shoot me an email, reach out at any time so you can get your questions answered as fast or as possible, so you can kind of keep moving forward. All righty. Well, we'll see you all next some people on Saturday, and we'll see. We also, the people in the 90-day program, we have a workshop on Monday evening, and then networking next Thursday, and startup founder best practices next Thursday. Yep, and we're having a second annual Black Founders Innovation Summit here in Pensacola, Florida, April 18th and 19th. Be on the lookout next week for the links to sign up for that. And of course, we're gonna connect you with speakers and other founders to kind of keep you moving forward. So plan on come into that. Thank you all, and we're gonna play a short video after I hop off here. just kind of let you know what we've been doing over the past 2 years, so you can kind of get an idea how you can hop in and participate. Ready? Good, good. Appreciate you all. See you all next time.
Here's a detailed breakdown of our Black Founders Program achievements and components. Program Reach and Impact, Global Reach, supporting over 500 founders worldwide, focusing on Black founders who often encounter systemic barriers in the startup ecosystem. Training and cohorts, delivered structured, hands-on training over the past 2 years. 9 30-day business model design cohorts, guided founders through designing scalable business models using the Lean Stack platform. 3 90-day launch programs, supported startups in validating demand, launching solutions, and refining their offerings. Our first Black Founders Innovation Summit attracted 92 in-person attendees and 182 registrants. Included networking events, speaker presentations, and panel discussions to provide diverse perspectives and practical insights. Training platforms used. Lean Stack, focused on scalable business model design and launch, with practical tools for customer discovery and validation. Startup Science provides education tailored to each phase of the startup lifecycle. Co-Founder OS measures entrepreneurial skills, offers certifications, and provides frameworks for building confidence in navigation the startup ecosystem. Patent Hacks trains founders on intellectual property, including patents and trademarks, to protect and leverage their innovations. Key goals and focus areas. Knowledge and resource bridging helps founders acquire critical startup knowledge, connections, and opportunities to secure funding and resources. Scalable Solutions emphasizes building sustainable, scalable business models to ensure long-term success. Diversity and Inclusion supports Black founders by providing a space where their unique challenges and perspectives are addressed. Event highlights over 200 consecutive weekly startup founder best practices events since October 2020. These provide ongoing support, practical insights, and networking opportunities for founders. 10 demo days, which serve as accountability milestones where founders pitch present progress, e.g. the 3P progress report, persevere, pivot, or pause. Focus on wealth creation in emerging industries, encouraging Black founders to participate in opportunities like AI and other tech innovations. The Black Founders Program reflects our strong commitment to equipping Black entrepreneurs with the tools, knowledge, and ecosystem connections they need to succeed.